All right, joining us on the afternoon edition, a frequent guest. Always good to see Shantala Boss, a licensed mental health counselor. How are you? Good to see you.
Good. How are you, Eric?
I am doing well, and certainly what a year it has been. It is just, last year at this time, never thought about this, but it has been a year full of isolation, changes abound. We stopped being able to see our family members, our friends, our coworkers. We're slowly starting to get back into that, but even so, it really has just taken a toll on our mental health.
It definitely has. Social isolation is a real key problem in dealing with depression and anxiety. We're social creatures. We're meant to be in a community, even if we feel like we are introverts and we do like being home. We are meant to have social connection. And so definitely this pandemic has taken a toll on all of us, not only physically, but mentally. Physically, it can cause cardiovascular problems when you're not with your friends or loved ones, when you're away. It can cause stress. It can cause an increase in cortisol, which causes more anxiety and stress overall in the body, which can lead to depression, because depression and anxiety do go hand in hand. And this can break down the immunity of the body and actually cause more susceptibility to illness physically.
I mean, when we see our friends, when we see our family, we want to hug them. And
yeah.
In all situations, that's not happening anymore. And that right there, that touch with the hug goes a long way. And when we haven't been able to do that, I mean, touch is so important.
Touch is such an important part of being human. Even when they have premature babies in the neonatal unit, they have to have certain times where the mother can hold the baby and experience that bonding, or the baby is not able to grow and develop. So it's an important part of being human is feeling touch. And I don't think we always recognize how much of it we're missing. It's not just hugging, it's handshakes, it's high fives, it's an arm around the shoulder, it's a pat on the back. All these things are missing from today's society. And, it's indefinite how long that will be gone. So I think a lot of us are feeling a little stressed or anxious, and we don't always know why. We're like, okay, I'm used to being isolated. I talk to my friends online. I should be fine. But I think first recognizing that it still isn't the same, and that psychologically, we need to have that connection, and it is something that is very important for us mentally.
Put your elbow up. That's how that's what it's gotten to. I mean, we used to fist bump, but now it's up to bumping elbows. It's the new norm. So it's just not the same. What advice do you have? And actually, let me backtrack first, because I thought what you said a moment ago was actually very interesting, how this can all really translate to medical conditions, being isolated, the cardiovascular issues. I want to expand on that for just a quick moment, and then I want to have some advice for, anybody who's feeling this way. But let's go back in a moment.
Okay. Well, yeah, definitely. It can lead to cardiovascular issues. I mean, I don't know if you recognize just kind of a feeling of a lack of motivation, a lack of drive, a lack of focus when you aren't with other people. We can feel a little bit more suppressed, and that can cause immune system, cardiovascular problems, just because, one, we aren't exercising as much, we're not out as much, we're not socializing and having that stimulation for our body and for our mind. They're all connected, body and mind.
Well, even when we are out, but even when we are out, it just doesn't feel the same. It does not feel the same.
I know. It doesn't feel the same.
How do we deal with that? What's some advice?
Well, number one is, loving who you're with, right? Whoever's in our family or ever lives with us, we need to really focus on making sure that we're having gratitude for them. I think a lot of times we get tired of the people we're with because we see them so much, but really focusing on our gratitude, what we love about our family, giving them hugs, giving them kisses with our immediate people in our family. And with those outside of our family, it's really just about staying connected and really recognizing that this too shall pass, and that one day it will be different. But for people who are really struggling physically, A good thing to try is a weighted blanket. If you know, want to talk to your friends on FaceTime and then have a weighted blanket over you, or if you want to talk on the phone and be in a hot bath, sometimes that will kind of be like a warm embrace, even though you aren't able to have that. And that can kind of be in connection with physical touch. Also, massaging, you know, if you want to like get a back massager or shoulder or neck massager, it's really important that you stimulate those muscles and you take care of your body during this time.
Yeah, and what you said in closing, this too shall pass. Those are definitely sage words. My best friend's been saying that to me for 20 plus years, and it is very true. This too shall pass. Shantala Boss, licensed mental health counselor, always good to talk to you. Thanks.
You too.